Today we will take a closer look at that magnificent transformation we experience in our inner world, the signs of spiritual awakening. If you recognize these characteristics in yourself, know that you are moving forward on your spiritual journey. In this video, we will dive deeper into the signs of spiritual awakening to help you better understand your experiences. Are you ready to hear the whispers of your soul? Then let's start this illuminating journey right now. Most of our views come from viewers who are not subscribed. That's why I want to make this reminder. To support us, please don't skip through the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your loved ones if you find it helpful, and don't forget to like our video. Let's start the video. The first characteristic that emerges is our increased awareness. We are all spiritual beings wrapped in a body. Our spiritual awakening journey begins the moment we are born into this world. However, the world is a prison for the soul, and spiritual awakening requires effort. The most fundamental sign of spiritual awakening that we notice as a result of our efforts is increased awareness. This means you begin to more clearly perceive not only what is happening around you, but also your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and the signals your body is giving you. While you used to live as if on autopilot, now an inner observer awakens. You become aware of the constant stream of thoughts in your mind. Instead of getting carried away by these thoughts, you can observe them flowing by like a river. You begin to understand that not every thought is you, but merely an activity of the mind. You become more aware of your emotions. When an emotion arises, instead of suppressing it or running from it, you learn to accept it as it is and observe its reflections in your body. A racing heart, tension, and so on. You try to understand the reasons and triggers behind your emotions. You become more sensitive to the signals your body sends you. You notice pains, discomforts, tensions, or feelings of lightness earlier. You start to understand how your body actually communicates with your subconscious and your emotional state. You begin to be more present and mindful while performing your daily activities. You focus on the taste while eating. You feel your steps while walking. The mind's wandering in the past or future diminishes, and you experience the peace of being now and here. The second characteristic is the period of questioning patterns, where we feel the power of the question, why am I doing this? With spiritual awakening, you begin to see the recurring situations and behavioral patterns in your life more clearly. This awareness naturally brings the question, why am I doing this? Instead of just reacting, you start to question the roots of these reactions and the underlying beliefs. You first start seeing this in your relationships. You notice recurring problems in your relationships and question why you are attracted to similar people, why you have the same arguments, or why you take on certain roles. You begin to discover your own underlying beliefs and fears at the root of these patterns and feel a desire to heal them. You notice recurring blockages in your career or financial status and question the subconscious beliefs that prevent you from achieving success or cause you to push abundance away. You start to investigate the reasons behind the intense emotional reactions you have to certain situations. You try to understand how these reactions are connected to your past experiences, traumas, or learned behaviors. You question not only your personal patterns, but also the beliefs and norms inherited from your family, culture, and society. With questions like, is this truly correct? Do I have to believe this? You start to dismantle the thought structures that limit you and prevent your liberation. The third characteristic is the realization that there is no single truth on your spiritual journey, and your perspective is expanding. With spiritual awakening, your outlook on the world and events broadens significantly. You begin to understand more deeply that there is no single truth and that every individual has their own reality and experience. Your capacity for empathy increases, and you become more open and understanding towards different beliefs, cultures, and lifestyles. You understand that an event can be perceived differently by different people, and that every perception can have a validity of its own. You begin to accept that your own point of view is not the one and absolute truth. Instead of judging the actions and choices of others, you try to understand their past experiences, motivations, and perspectives. This allows you to be more compassionate and tolerant. You start seeing events and problems not just at an individual level, but as part of a larger system. You notice the deeper causes and connections underlying a problem. You begin to see your own small problems in perspective more clearly within the vastness of the universe. This provides you with great relief and perspective. The fourth characteristic is seeing true and false values and recognizing illusions. With spiritual awakening, you begin to see the illusions, superficial values, and artificial goals created by society, media, or the ego more clearly. You realize that true happiness and contentment are not found in external conditions but in inner peace and connection. You notice that the continuous desire to earn more money, own a bigger house, or drive a more luxurious car provides temporary satisfaction but does not bring lasting happiness. You begin to understand that true wealth lies in internal resources. You see that the artificial beauty standards and the pursuit of popularity pumped by the media are superficial and misleading. You realize that true beauty comes from within and that every individual has a unique radiance. You understand that the constant need to seek others' approval and acceptance distances you from your authentic self. You start to determine your own value internally. You more clearly recognize the ego's constant efforts to make itself important, its comparison games, its desire for competition, and the illusion of separation. You become less susceptible to these games. The fifth characteristic is the state of being present in the moment, discovering the power of now and finding freedom. With spiritual awakening, your ability to focus your attention and energy on the here and now, instead of past regrets or future anxieties, develops. You realize the value of the moment, the infinite potential it holds, and that it is the only time frame in which reality exists. You recognize the impact of past events and traumas on you, and choose to accept and release them. You understand that the past is no longer real, and you are only allowing it to affect the present moment. You notice the anxiety created by uncertainties about the future and the desire to control, and you learn to trust life and the universe more. You realize that the future is shaped by the steps you take in the present. You become more conscious and aware while performing your daily activities. You focus completely on the moment while enjoying a cup of coffee, talking to loved ones, or taking a walk. You notice your mind's tendency to constantly drift to the past or the future and practice gently bringing your attention back to the present moment. Techniques like meditation and mindfulness can help you with this. These signs of spiritual awakening are markers that will guide you on your inner journey. If you also exhibit these characteristics, be patient with yourself, be kind, and enjoy this magnificent transformation. Remember, this is not a race, but a personal discovery. Which of these signs are you experiencing? You can support each other on this journey by sharing your own insights and thoughts in the comments section below. See you in the next video. Stay with love.